From WFAA TV, Channel 8, this is Good Morning Texas.
Hey, Dr. Craig Schwimmer, you know, sometimes you have a crush and then you marry the crush and then they snore. And they keep you up all night. Dr. Craig Schwimmer from the Snoring Center is going to talk about how snoring can really be hurtful to relationships and how he can make it better. Because, you know, he is Dr. Love, Gary.
Yeah, he is.
Well, still to come, is snoring keeping the romance out of your bedroom? Dr. Craig Schwimmer from the Snoring Center has some solutions. We all know that snoring can kill a good night's sleep, but it can also kill the romance in your life. Last week, Dr. Craig Schwimmer from the Snoring Center talked about how you can improve your relationship by getting the help you or your spouse needs for snoring. Today, Dr. Schwimmer has brought with him a very brave couple, Scott and Heidi Hayes, who sought snoring treatment to help their relationship. All good morning to you. Hello. Hey. So this is the after picture, Craig. This is what we like to see. This is a couple that was suffering with snoring and have sought treatment and now are better.
And now life is better.
And now life is better. Tell us when they came to you, what their issues were.
Well, I saw Scott and Heidi about a year ago because his snoring was keeping them sleeping apart.
Yeah.
And we treated him, and now things are better. He's quieter, and they're sleeping together, and that's good for the relationship.
And they're both smiling, and they're both nodding.
Both smiling.
Is this a common problem? Do you see this time and time again?
Yeah, and you know, and we talked about last week, we talked about the bit on Grey's Anatomy, and did that really ring true? And the answer is yes. I mean, this is stuff that I hear 4 or 5 times a day at the Snoring Center. People come in and they say, listen, snoring is impacting our relationship. We're not sleeping together. It's hurting our intimacy. Can you help us? And thankfully the answer is usually
Love
yes.
came to the rescue and he saved you both. Okay, Scott, will you admit snoring was a huge issue?
Yes.
And keeping yourself awake as well as
Yeah,
Heidi?
I was waking myself up at night. So
what was the straw that broke the camel's back that you said this is finally something that's not a laughing matter, we have to seek treatment?
it was just time to do it. Were
you just exhausted from not sleeping?
Yes, and she was. And
all right. Well, Heidi, tell me, I mean, this takes a lot of patience on your end to deal with this. Was this really hurting your relationship? And the fact that you couldn't even sleep together in the same bedroom is a big deal.
Right. If I didn't go to bed before him, then I would sleep on the couch because there was no way once I went in there that I could go to sleep.
How long was this going on before you sought treatment?
Oh, I don't know. Probably several years.
Several years.
And then, you know, we would, if he'd start snoring, if he didn't wake himself up, I'd be hitting him so he wouldn't, you know, he'd roll over and wake up and wouldn't, you know. So it was like me hitting him all night and him snoring all night and no one slept, and then everybody's, you know, pretty grumpy and things don't go well.
And Scott had a lot of couch time.
Yes.
A lot of couch time. And now this is a true success story. You are back together in the same bedroom, able to sleep through the night, snoring not an issue anymore.
Right.
Are you
wonderful?
Are you just thrilled? I mean, your quality of life must be so much better.
Awesome.
Yeah, so much better. Nicer people.
You're
feel better, more energy for sure.
That's a big deal. More energy.
Thanks, Dr. Love.
Yeah, thanks to Dr. Love. And your quality of life, your job, I'm sure, was suffering. Your relationships outside of the home, I'm sure.
Right.
So this is a really big deal. You give people a second chance in so many ways.
Well, that's true. That's true. It's really, it's a nice thing to do.
It really is. It's a great gift for Valentine's Day, too. Oh, yeah. Last week we were calling for emails for viewers to talk to you about their snoring problems that they're having in their lives. What did you find out?
That everybody snores, and everybody wants to know what to do about it. And we had just a lot of emails, and we went through them, and there's a very nice couple from Cleburne who we picked because their story was just really, really compelling. And their names are Carolyn and Charlie, and we're going to send them to dinner at Palomino tonight for a nice romantic Valentine's dinner, and hopefully get the ball rolling towards fixing their problem. But they've been married for 25 years, and they have been sleeping apart for most of that time. Wow. And they've sort of adapted, and they're used to, you know, sleeping in the kids' bedroom because the children are grown. And they said that now the problem is that when the kids come back from school, they can't sleep. And that's very, very common. But really what pushed the story over the edge for me was that they told the tale of going to their oldest child's college initiation and sleeping in the dorm room. And they woke up the next morning, and the kid was sleeping on the floor of the bathroom. because they're just making so much noise,
Oh
and
my
it's
gosh.
just, you know, so hopefully we'll.
It affects a lot of people.
It does.
Just not the
Everyone around
snorer
you.
themselves. It's so many other people. So you're going to help this couple, and you're sending them out to dinner. That's great.
Yeah, so hopefully they'll have a nice time and talk about doing something about the snoring problem.
And I'm sure you both are happy to hear that others are seeking treatment like this. And also, viewers can continue to email you. That's right, to
Yes.
to seek advice.
Yeah, and in fact, one thing that I'd like to do is to answer some viewers' questions about sleep in general, sleep hygiene, snoring, and sleep apnea. So if people will email me, and if they'll email to questions@snoringcenter.com, we'll answer some viewers' questions next week.
All right, that sounds great. Dr. Craig Schwimmer, thank you for being here. Guys, happy sleeps to you. Sounds
Thank
good, no
you.
more snoring. All right, if you want more information or want to make an appointment to see Dr. Schwimmer yourself, a.k.a. Dr. Love, call him at 214-369-2345 or log on to snoringcenter.com. Next week, Dr. Schwimmer answers your snoring questions. Just drop an email with your questions to questions@snoringcenter.com. We'll be right back.